All right, good morning from the, where am I? The Dragoon, Arizona rest stop. And I came through here, this is the same route I took October when I came through here. And when I was driving through, so I was 11 days held up with what do you call it? 11 days. Oh, because my fuel pump went out. And so I had those surprise 11-day stay at Alamogordo. Had I not had, which caused me to be, I left Alamogordo on October 29th, and I had to be in Quartzsite by the 30th. So it was a lot of driving and no stopping. Yeah. But I drove through here, and the rock formations are interesting. Now I'm on pretty much the top of a mountain pass right now, and I'll put it in the description of where I am and such. But I thought the rocks were rather interesting. You get flat rocks and hills and all that kind of stuff, but then you get up here and it's figure out where you're going, dude. You get up here and it's an interestingly different scene. Okay, well, let's see here. We'll go this way. It looks like there's a path over there, maybe. I've been out on the road now for, I don't know, probably an hour and a half now. Thought I'd get out. Like I said, I was probably at, I don't know, probably about 5,000 feet right now. And so I've gone up probably about 4,000 feet. And I can honestly say my RV is like, what on God's green earth are we doing today? So I'm giving it a little rest. Before we keep going, I'm going to try to actually, it's coming up on 8 a.m. I think. I've been on the road since about 6:30. I'm going to try poisonous snakes and insects inhabit this area. And I'm standing here. Good, Kirsten. Good plan. Anyway, yeah, so I thought those were rather interesting because you don't normally see this. We'll go see the big boulders over here. But I've been on the road since 6:30. And if I stop in Bowie, Arizona, I'm only about 45 minutes to an hour, probably hour-ish actually, out to that. But what I want to do is, interesting rock outcroppings, But what I want to do is see if I can barrel my way over to Lordsburg, New Mexico, because the higher in elevation I get, the cooler it's going to get. And let's see, today's Saturday, Sunday, Monday is not horrible in wind. There is still wind gusts, but it's not horrible. Tuesday and Wednesday, and in some spots Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, there are windstorms with gusts reaching, up to 60 miles an hour for the majority of the day, and then it's like 94 degrees, and the heat doesn't bother me. It's the wind, because the wind picks up the dust, throws stuff all over. Now, I should say the heat doesn't bother me, but I can honestly say my electronics don't appreciate it. And actually, when it gets over 100, I don't even bother to take out my computer. When it's in the 80s and 90s, I put fans on my computer. But yeah, Interesting rock. Alright, so let's see, that's east. So I'm going east. That's the way I'm going. And down about over there is El Paso, about another 200 some odd miles over that ridge line, and about 90 miles down that way, or 80, is Mexico. So I'm going to try my best to, if I can get to Lordsburg tonight, that would be ideal. And then from Lordsburg, tomorrow, I will take that up to Holloman, White Sands and Holloman. Maybe do White Sands on Mother's Day. And then on Monday, I can start making my way over to Roswell. There's a plant. Oh, all those. Oh, aren't those pretty? All those, and I'll make a note of it on the videos too, but I had Hoya on my mind because a couple different reasons. One, well, mainly because most cacti out here is known as Hoya, teddy bear Hoya, and whatever else. It's Ocotillo. That's what I was trying to remember. And so Hoya was on my mind because one of my friends named her dog Hoya, and so I have that on my mind. Plus that Cholla and then Ocotillo, Ocotilla, the double L's I had in my mind, and I was just not thinking Ocotillo. But that's that spindly tall one that has the what do you call it, the red flowers on top, and then the prickly pear have the yellow flowers. And like I said, I really need to learn more about the flora out here, and I suppose it wouldn't hurt to know more about the fauna too. Interesting. I mean, I find it interesting, so underneath the grass here, obviously we're standing on a mountain, but the erosion will eventually have this looking like the stuff over in the background. I should have become a geologist. I wanted to be an architect, but apparently that was not in the... Pretty much anything I wanted to do was not really in my script of things I got to do, or I was given the opportunity to do, so there you go. I do like to travel, and I like to adventure, and I like to explore, so I figured I should probably start that sooner than later. But I just think this rock formation, that's what I'll do when I'm editing Note to Self, figure out on this range up here how old it is, how it was formed. Most of the stuff in Arizona, I think, has been volcanic. And New Mexico. Like I said, when I did that lava, who would think there'd be a lava field in New Mexico? I mean, I guess that just never dawned on me. And I might actually be going back through, matter of fact, I probably will be going through Carrizozo again. Yeah. Not really looking forward to that bridge deck that kicked out my fuel pump, though. And you couldn't really do anything about it because it just spanned the whole road, The road met the bridge deck, and there was a bubble all the way across, The heaving between the snow and then the outrageously hot weather they get out there. Anyway, so my goal is to get further up in elevation, and it's still going to be in the 80s in New Mexico. The nights dip down into the 40s and 50s, which I'm not so thrilled about, but yeah, I like 60s. That's a nice sleeping weather kind of thing. Anything warmer, then you're not sleeping very well. And let's see. But the days will be in the 70s and 80s rather than the 90s, and feeling like in the 100s. Alright. Still don't know where my BLM book is. I looked up state parks and Corps of Engineer locations. Didn't see anything on the route I'm taking. Anyway, alright. We'll get back to the wonderful world of the RV is going to be looking at me like, oh God, here she comes again. We're going to start driving again. But yeah, here, let me get in a little closer. Yeah, I just find that interesting because coming up the hill from Benson, I shouldn't say hill, the mountain from Benson, all of a sudden you get into these large lumpy rocks. I found that to be interesting. Like I said, coming through here, going the other way last October. And again, I would have stopped, but I had roughly 24 hours to drive across the entire state of Arizona in an RV that, I don't know, other people have like 3-hour drives, and in an RV, for whatever reason, it just turns into a 6-hour drive, and I couldn't tell you where the time goes. I mean, I'm doing 65, 70, but get in that thing and all of a sudden time disappears on you. Anyway, alright. We'll see you later. Bye.